Hi, I'm Wayne Nunez.
And I'm Lori Wong Nunez. Welcome to Showcase Hawaii. We're excited to be focusing on the performers here in Hawaii. That's all of you singers, dancers, actors, and musicians.
So this show is all about performance. So if you're a performer, a budding performer, or if you're sitting on the couch thinking, I could do that.
I know, there's a lot of you
I could
out
sing,
there.
I could act. And
Right.
you know, Hawaii is a great place to start.
There are a lot of resources you probably don't know about, and that's exactly why we've partnered with the Creative Industries Division of the state of Hawaii to bring you these special segments to tell you about all the professionals out there who are willing to guide you.
And you know, the Creative Industries Division, they have a special website you could go to, and it talks about all the movies that we have here, the television shows that we have here, and this is a great place to break into the business. In fact, we were able to talk to artistic director John Rampage for the Diamond Head Theater.
Right, and John gave us some great advice for all of you who are kind of nervous about auditioning, don't quite know what to do. He's actually offering that you can call him. So you want to meet.
That was really nice.
I know, I couldn't believe that. But he will tell you exactly what you need to take that step inside the door and what directors are looking for.
We also have some free resources for you to take advantage of with SCORE of Hawaii. If you are a performer and you're just starting out, or if you've been performing for a while, there's a lot of things that you could do to save money on your taxes. You could write things off. You never would have guessed. You
I
could
know,
write so many things
because
off.
you don't really think about yourself as being your own business, but that's what it's all about. We want to help you get to the next level and succeed here in Hawaii.
And of course, we have a great offer at the end of the show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Showcase Hawaii. This segment of Showcase Hawaii is presented and co-sponsored by the Creative Industries Division of the state of Hawaii.
Diamond Head Theater is the third oldest continuously operating community theater in the United States. We are coming into our 100th anniversary next year. That's quite a legacy to be around after 100 years. So we're very proud of our heritage. The history of Diamond Head Theater is very, very unique. This being Honolulu, theater is very different here than Omaha or Cincinnati or someplace on the mainland. We have had to carve a very special niche for theater because until recently we didn't get the big Broadway musicals on tour. And so Diamond Head Theater sort of formed out of a need for a recreational and entertainment outlet here in Honolulu. Anybody even in their 50s probably remembers that even the evening news didn't used to be live, that you got it the day after. TV series were a week later. So this was one of the few venues where you actually witnessed and participated in something live when it was happening. Consequently, our reputation built in a different way than most community theaters. Also because we are so unique in Honolulu, between the military and our location, we have had so many professional people retire or their husbands or spouses retire here who aren't ready to give up the business but worked on a very highly professional level, and their outlet is Diamond Head Theater. So in that respect, I think our product and what we put out there on stage is of a very unique and higher level than people expect out of a community theater. That has changed, of course, over the years. Now with the internet, everything is immediate. However, people still crave that association with a live performance and seeing something that is unique. To me, that's always been the most magical part of live theater, is you are seeing something that no one else is ever going to see exactly the same way. Things go wrong in live theater. You try and cover it up if you possibly can, but there's always going to be something very unique. I think no matter how much competition we have with the internet, with YouTube, live theater will always have a place here in Honolulu as well as on the mainland. Also, culturally, we are so unique here. The Hawaiian love of dance, of hula, of music carries through to young people here. at an age and a level that it doesn't necessarily do on the mainland. And so there's an increased interest in performance. I think it's very interesting that it's a reverse trend than it has been for most of history. If you made it in theater, then you went into TV and movies, and now you're seeing just the reverse happen. It's a different kind of grounding in your performance, and it takes a certain amount of stamina. You don't have one take and then sit in a chair. You have to sometimes get through a 3 or 4 hour performance, and you have to learn how to build up that kind of stamina and that adrenaline. I think that's why you have actors like Hugh Jackman, who come from a theater background, who are very primed to do very long location films because they know how to pace themselves, they know what's expected, and the outcome is so much stronger in that respect. I think one of the major differences and one of the greatest appeals is the immediate response from an audience. When you film a movie or a TV show, you wait months to find out if the audience likes it or not. When you're in live theater, you know when the audience is there. And you don't judge that on applause. You just have a sense that these people are with me. And there's an instant gratification as an actor. And if you're doing a run for any length of time, you will incorporate something new the next night that'll be slightly different. So it's a constant process every single performance. And I think that's a great draw to TV people. However, I think many of them are unused to the fact that it's very long days. If you're doing in a musical, you learn to not talk during the day so that you can save your voice. You also, however, are not at the mercy of the cutting room floor, an editor. You know what your performance was like every night, and you have a certain freedom. Of course, you have to do what you've been directed to do, but you still have the freedom to find something different or different interpretation that you don't have in a film or in a commercial, where the director or editor is going to go through 4 different cuts and they're going to decide what was your best performance. I've been the artistic director at Diamond Head Theater for 18 years. In fact, it was 18 years in December, which means that I oversee 6 main stage productions every year. Doesn't mean I direct them all. Some years I direct more than others, but I oversee them. I make sure they open on time. I make sure that they stay within the budget, and I make sure that they are done to the very best of our ability. Then in addition to that, I am the director of the Diamond Head Theater Shooting Stars program, which is our children's program that goes out and performs within the community. The hardest part for me when we have auditions is saying no to people, especially people that I know well and that have worked with in the past. Especially people that I know spend a great deal of time preparing for that audition, who work with vocal coaches and acting teachers to be prepared for anything you ask of them at the audition. And then my job, and the difficult part of my job, is having to many times decide between 2 people who are equally talented. I always encourage people, if you are interested in auditioning for a show, do some research. On the internet now, you can find out anything. And find out, is this a show where you have to be operatically trained? Then I would suggest maybe don't audition for that one. But if there's another one and you can find a history on it, and there's, when we put out our audition notice, it always says what the requirements are for that part. And I will always highlight, this role requires no singing or no dancing. So pay a lot of attention to that. Another thing is, call me here at the theater and say, I've got a great voice, I'm a good look, I can't dance. Should I audition? We do offer a wide variety of classes here at Diamond Head Theater. We are very proud of our education program. It's for both children and for adults. We start baby ballet classes at age 4, and today I taught my senior citizens dance class. I'm not going to give away their ages because they'd be very upset with me. But we cover a wide spectrum here. We have tap classes for children and adults. We have flamenco, we have voice classes, we have acting classes, we have beginning adult ballet classes. Now, the people that come to these classes aren't all coming because they want to be on stage at Diamond Head Theater. But I think the connection between training here and knowing that right over your head is a stage and people are getting ready to do a performance is a great motivator for people in the classes here. They walk through on their way into this room through people's dressing rooms and people getting ready for a performance. And I do think that has an effect on them. I don't say that you have to take classes at Diamond Head Theater, but I do suggest if you are interested, take a class or two. You don't have to make a commitment for a lifetime. You can go for a semester, check it out. Maybe you are not a ballet dancer, but maybe you're a fantastic tap dancer and don't even know it. They're two entirely different styles of dance. And I would say if you're at all interested, and I understand how much courage it takes to walk in that door as an adult for your first class. I do, and I applaud people. I have many adult students in my classes that danced in high school, gave it up, went to college, raised families. Now they're an empty nester, and they're coming back after 30 years, and they are scared to death. But after the first class, they feel, I'm so glad I did this. I'm glad I did it for me. And a lot of our students use that as the very reason why they take classes. It's the only thing that they do in the week that's just for them. Something that they love doing, but it's unique. It doesn't have to involve the family. They can come in, they can be that dancer that they were 30 years earlier when they started out. I understand people's fears and being intimidated at coming into audition. It is not unique to people who have been away or have never done it before. People who come in regularly and that you see regularly on our stage are just as scared and just as intimidated coming in for their 40th audition as they are for their first audition. It's very easy for me as a director to say, oh, there's nothing to be nervous about, because I'm on the other end of it. And I do understand it. And we are very audition friendly here. If people let me know in advance or put down on their audition form, or I hear from one of my assistants that this is somebody's first audition, no matter how mediocre to bad, or sometimes very good it might be, I will give them every opportunity. I will let them sing a song a second or a third time. I will also try and talk to them. You know, for me, one of the best things you can do at an audition and the best impression that you can make is show me your personality. Show me who you are. That will stay with me. And if I can't use you in this particular show, maybe you're not the right type or you don't have the right singing voice or whatever, but I will remember that personality and that you made an impression. The other thing I recommend highly is if you are unsure of what you're going to have to do, just call. Just call me here at the theater. And I've had several people take advantage of this lately, and I think it makes a huge difference to not be walking into the unknown. And I will talk you through the entire process, which door to enter through, how early to get here, that you'll have to sign in first, you'll have to make out an audition form, have your music prepared, and I can tell you step by step what it's going to be and what is expected of you, which I have found for many people makes a big difference. And just talking to a person that they know is going to be sitting on the other side of that audition table makes it easier for them. It's not entirely alien. Personality is incredibly important, I think, not just for Diamond Head Theater, but for any theater or show that you're auditioning for. You may not, as I said, be used for this show, but 6 months from now, I might say, remember that girl with the amazing personality and the great smile? This is a part for her. And most directors do carry that memory bank with them of people that make an impression. So be honest and say, this is my first audition. And I think you will find here in Hawaii that people will go out of their way to help you. No one wants you to be better than we do. We want you to have a good time. I want you to leave this theater saying, okay, I was scared and maybe I didn't do my best, but they treated me with respect. It was fun, and I don't think I'll be as scared next time.
Welcome back. So you've heard that concept of left brain, right brain. Well, if you've got that creative side, you also need to know how to master your bookkeeping too.
And if you're an actor, a musician, if you work in film or TV, I'm sure there's some write-offs there for you somewhere. And SCORE of Hawaii has counselors there ready and waiting for you, and it's all free.
SCORE is a service corps of retired executives. I have been involved with SCORE for about 1.5 years now, and I've taken over the educational workshop program. SCORE is, you could think of it as the educational outreach wing of the SBA. In Hawaii, we have approximately 40 volunteers. Nationwide, there's over 14,000 volunteers. So we're here on a volunteer basis on a one-on-one mentoring capacity. Or business owners can attend any one of the workshops that are appropriate for their particular situation. In the first 5 years of a business's existence, 75 to 80% of them go out of business in the first 5 years of their existence. The data on businesses that take a battery of SCORE classes is a 75 to 80% success rate in 5 years. It completely flips around. So those type of results just speak for themselves. That you don't necessarily need to be excited about accounting, but you should know some of the basics of accounting. You should know some of the language of accounting, and we cover that in a variety of the workshops, whether it be the QuickBooks Basics class, which I just conducted a couple of weeks ago, or the accounting startup, which is a 6-hour class. We get into just enough for a business owner to understand the importance of accounting, and it's not a necessary evil, but something that they really need. In terms of the accounting for your business, and if we're talking with the entertainment industry, this whole idea of accountability might be left brain, right brain, but it can be as simple as opening up, not even in the business name, but just going down and opening up another checking account in your own personal name and have all of the income and all of the expenses go through it. Simple as that. And then your bank statement each month is basically that diary of the ebbs and flows of the money going in and out of your business. So, and especially if you're just starting out, it can be as simple as that. I have a checking account, all my income goes through it, and all of my expenses come out of it. I might use a charge card on occasion, that can be handled as well. If the business grows and evolves, then you're going to need an accounting system probably that will grow and evolve with your business as it begins to take off. The revenue starts increasing. You find that your bank balance isn't depleted every month, and you're actually making more money than what you're spending. And so then you start getting into a situation where your accounting may need to evolve and grow and become more sophisticated. Initially, just having a checking account may suffice. Every time you back your car out of the garage to go to an interview or an audition or whatever, if you're in a musical group and you perform at baby luau's and all that, getting from point A to point B at 56.5 cents a mile is a legitimate business deduction for you. If you're self-employed and you operate a home-based business, then a part of your mortgage or a part of your rent is fully deductible as a home office deduction, right? Meals and entertainment become deductible. These are all things that are not deductible if you're an employee working for somebody else. commuting to and from your house to your office is not a deductible expense. But when you're self-employed, it is, okay? So you all of a sudden open up a wealth of deductions for yourself. Any training, anything that you do to advance your expertise. And I'm not when I'm talking about getting accounting support, I'm not mentioning that people should hire somebody full-time to handle their little bank reconciliation. But you can acquire the services of a bookkeeper. You certainly wouldn't, starting out, need a CPA to handle your accounting, but you could handle or hire a bookkeeper for a couple hours a month to handle your basic accounting needs. And if they really know their stuff, and if they really have an experience with supporting small business owners, then that business owner can tap that experience and ask questions with regard to, well, should I go ahead and stay a sole proprietor? No. Should I be an LLC? Yes. Should I possibly not file as a sole proprietor, but I should make an election to be treated as an S Corp? It's a great intermediate step. But once you've decided to start your own business, be an LLC. Once you start making money, you file as an S Corp. You make a late S Corp election. Once you start making profits and start paying income taxes, then you seriously look at making the jump and graduating to the big boy C Corp status. And it's an evolutionary process, like I said, and the accounting should mirror that. Your accounting should become more and more sophisticated as your business becomes more and more sophisticated. And you should have an accountant who will talk to you, much like going to see a doctor. If you go and see a doctor and they won't talk to you, if you go and see your accountant and they won't answer your questions, then you need to find somebody else.
And here's some other business resources that you can take advantage of. All right, it wouldn't be Showcase Hawaii if we didn't have a great product at a great price to offer you. We always do that.
This is the portion of the show that people tell us they wait for.
That's right.
And so this time we've got 2 great books about films and television here in Hawaii.
So it ties in perfectly with
I
the
know.
whole theme of the show.
I was going to say, we're going to see which one of us sells more.
I definitely will sell more.
Buy mine. So my book is the new Kauai movie book, and I bet you didn't know all the films that were made on the Garden Island.
Well, there's quite a few that go over there, but my book, the Hawaii Movie Television book, is, it's a great book because it talks about all the series that were shot here. There's one called Hawaiian Eye I had never even heard of.
I know,
Maybe because I'm only 22.
Wayne was trying to
5.
say it was his grandma that told him about it.
Yeah,
But
no,
I know there's a lot of you out there who remember that was a huge series.
I had no idea. I didn't even know exists. And it talks about Hawaii Five-0, obviously.
The original and the new.
What do you mean, original? There's an original? I'm not that old.
Okay.
Come on, there was an original?
Jack Lord.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
The original it talks about, but the great thing about both of them, there's trivia in here. If you're a movie buff and or if you think you know everything, I happen to know everything. So for me, it was nothing new. But if you think you know everything, think again.
Lots of great pictures,
Yes.
lots of great stories.
Yes.
I didn't know they filmed Avatar here. And
Yes, on
Hunger
Kauai.
Games. And
Yes, on Kauai.
Right, and of course we all know Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jurassic Park.
Godzilla.
Oh my
Did
gosh.
you know Godzilla was
King
filmed?
Kong, the original, not the new one.
Planet
And
of the Apes.
I know. So it's really a lot of fun to go through this. I know you remember the Very Brady sequel.
I remember the Very Brady sequel. Yes. I heard about a show called The Brady Bunch. That I'm sure was before my 22, 25 years.
Right,
too. Yes.
right. So you would love to have this on your coffee table.
It's a great coffee table book.
Right, and it's great to share with your friends who visit here, but it's also could make a really great gift for someone who's on the mainland or living abroad. I just found it really cool to find out all the films that were shot here and little tidbits about each show.
It's great too because it gives you a little background on where they film and the different statistics, things like that. It's not a boring book at all, but if you are in the performance industry or you're thinking about getting into
Right.
the industry, you might want to check it out, because after you read it, it just gives you a little bit of perspective
Right.
on where the crews go, the locations, and why they go there too.
Well, I think it's exciting to know that you don't have to go to Hollywood. You can do it
Yes.
right here.
And that's a great thing. The other great thing, they're $20. And this is,
A very high quality.
yes, $20 each.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to get
I
any
know,
calls,
I know.
because I know
We-
one of you sitting there is going to call me
We
and say,
get that all the time.
well, they're going to say, it's $20 for two? I'll take both of them. No, it's $20
each. But
$20 each.
that's marked down from the original price. And when you get these and you see the photographs and you see the quality of the pictures as well as the stories, you'll know why it's a really great deal.
It's all in
But
color.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I'm serious. $20 for two? No, $20
We get
each.
emails and calls, okay?
Yes, exactly. So the great thing about these, if you're having friends and family over for dinner one night and you want
Right.
to do a trivia night, this is the book. It's the trivia book for movies and television. There's a lot of great fun facts and information in here. And get one before they're all sold out.
Get two.
Get two.
So make sure you log on, because you know the ordering process is so fast and it's easy. So log on to showcasehawaii.tv.
Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.